The first one, Dylan Meyer, son of Rick and Chelsea Meyer. Wrestling accomplishments. He's a three-time state qualifier, a two-time state medalist. Favorite wrestling memory is qualifying for state for the first time. What are you going to miss most? Competing at the state tournament. Advice for the underclassmen? The amount of work you put in on and off the mat will determine your success. Our second senior is Dane Van Cleve. He's the son of Michael and Aaron Van Cleve. He's competing his fourth year of high school wrestling. Dane has placed at every tournament this year after coming back from a serious injury at the end of last season. Some of Dane's favorite memories come from his sophomore year of wrestling when he was a teammate with a few of his good friends, his brother Gable, and his German foreign exchange student. The part of wrestling that we would probably miss the most is being able to go out on the mat and compete. His advice for underclassmen would be to not quit even when it gets tough. Big hand for our two seniors. And now the teams would line up for the introductions. We will have one JV match tonight. We'll go ahead and do our introductions of the varsity lineup right now. At 106 pounds, for Crete, Jamie Ramos. For the Titans, Ben Stanley.
Up first in the Crete versus Norris wrestling duel, we have Cade Snyder versus Manuel Valdovanos. And at 152, we have Cooper Spalding from Norris and Crete is open. At 160, Hayden Richards from Norris is open against Crete. 170, they're both open, alongside 182, which is both open. On 195, A.J. Glinsman from Norris is open. 220, Dylan Meyer from Norris is also open. 285, Dane Van Cleve from Norris will face Ivory Hoyos from Crete. 106, Benjamin Stanley versus Jamie Ramos. A 113, Nick Hansen from Norris against Wyatt Clark from Crete. 120, Mitchell Jacobs from Norris is open. 126, Chase Eggleston from Norris is facing off against Lesnar Gomez from Crete. 132, Caden Eggleston against Justin Morales Sierra Roto. 138, Aiden Adams versus Connor Lemex.
And as you know, Mitchell, you never know what's going to happen with duels. They can bounce them around. There's a lot of things happening tonight on Norris campus. Girls and boys basketball are playing Beatrice in the competition gym. Highly contested contest in the girls match. And here we are with Parents' Night, Senior Night at Norris. The two seniors we had were, who were they?
Dylan Meyer and Dane Van Cleve.
Yeah, Dylan Meyer, Dane Van Cleve. Thanks to Rick and
Chelsea Meyer.
Chelsea Meyer. And then we have Mike and Aaron Van Cleve. Dylan is the 220 and Dane is the heavyweight. So Brian Woolsey's on the ref, longtime referee in the high school, right? He's been to many state tournaments. His partner in the state tournament is Phil Pasali, longtime referee. And Brian Woolsey's actually from Wymore, and he actually works in Lincoln right now. And here we go, getting ready to kick off the duel. So what Woolsey's indicating right now is red has first choice on odds. Okay, so we start off with
The extra Cooper Bice versus Alex Lucas.
Bice versus
According
Lucas.
to track wrestling.
Yeah, according to track. And here we go. Bison on the single leg. I just found this out today talking to Coach Reed. Bice actually broke his pinky yesterday in practice, but that's what wrestlers do. They're tough. He's got a wing in from the right side. He's trying to step over the heads. He's got takedown for 2. Woolsey's on the count.
Cooper Bice is a sophomore with a record of 15-19, and Alex Lucas is a freshman with a record has not wrestled yet.
No record on varsity. Good. Rodriguez fights out of it. Bice is coming back around. And you do not want to get on your back with Woolsey. He doesn't have a quick trigger. He just sees it like it is, you know. Bice with the pin in 49 seconds. $145 brings us what? Or is that 152?
Looks like it will be 145 Cade Snyder versus Emmanuel Valdevinos. Cade Snyder is a junior with a record of 4-3, and Emmanuel Valdevinos is a freshman with no record.
These are the varsity matches, right? They're not the...
Yes, this is the varsity match.
And so was Bice's, right?
No, he
Bice
was
was,
145 also.
Okay, so Bice was a reserve match. So no score yet here. Woolsey's indicating no score. No takedown. No takedown. Big matchup today, like over in the competition gym here. 5:42 in the first. Norris is leading the Lady of Beatrice 12-9. Takedown. Makes it 2-0. Snyder. Snyder is looking for a forearm butcher situation. Woolsey on the count. Snyder circles to his head here. He's going to secure the pin. He doesn't want to circle to the hips, and then he's got to readjust. Woolsey has 3 in the pocket, make it 5-0. Schneider on a tough ride.
With 5 open spots tonight for Crete, they'd have to win 6 of their matches by pins, by pretty much pins, or they could win 7, all 7, 5 pins.
Because he only came in with 7, right, Mitch?
Yeah.
They only have 7 people total. So tough task for Coach Salvador. Coach Salvador used to work here at Norris. He's a special education teacher. And end of the first, Snyder leads 5-0. So Salvador is now over at Crete. Just had a baby a couple years ago. Good dude, very hard worker. And he actually coached at Norris for, I believe, 3 years. Snyder on the top, ride. Drops on a leg, switches off to a double. Pulling that arm underneath again for a butcher situation. And Norris is kind of known for this butcher, Mitchell. They kind of get that far arm underneath, and they love working into a butcher and per se, let's say a ball and chain or underneath half. So what do the Titans have this weekend?
They have the, 1 second here, NSAA Class B Sub-District 3.
Which is hosted in?
Omaha Skutt.
Omaha Skutt's the host of the sub-district. And the sub-district's kind of interesting because it's the first time in a long time they had, Snyder over with the wing. Doesn't have anything yet. Woolsey is on the call looking for this. This is where people get confused. They think it's a 90, but it's a 45. The shoulders have to be at a 45. And so a lot of people are like, this should be back. This should be back. But it's not because it has to be a 45. He's getting right into it. He's going to sit a little bit more. And here it comes. 1. So Woolsey, he has a 3 count in his pocket. Going to make it in. Now Snyder's going to try to sink in for the pin. And he gets reversed to his back. Wow, what a change of events here. So it's going to be 8-0 for sure. And then we got 2 and 3 for sure. So you can settle in for the pin here. This would be crazy. Fall! Wow. What do you think of that? Mitchell Snyder's up 8-0, gets reversed to his back.
That just proves that Crete could still win.
Yeah, Crete has an opportunity. And you can't let anything slip by. Here comes Cooper Spalding for a forfeit, right?
Making it tied 6-6.
Spalding a junior. Well, it'd be 12-6 now. They didn't get that first 6 on the board, so. Hayden Richards is a junior as well, right?
Yep.
And he's going to get a forfeit, so that's going to make it 18-6. It'll be kind of hard for you guys to keep up with this because
Hayden Richards is a sophomore, sorry.
Oh, sophomore. Thank you. Mitch is on the spot with the stats.
It's actually 12-6 because Cooper Bice's was an extra match.
Cooper's was an extra match, right,
Yep.
right. So Schneider was the first 12-6. That's why Mitchell Severson's here on the spot. This could be really confusing for a lot of referees, but Brian Woolsey is not a amateur ref. He's a veteran referee with a lot of experience. So this is going to be a double forfeit.
At the end of this, we'll be at 195. AJ Glinsman from Norris against.
AJ's going to get a forfeit here.
Yep. And so will Dylan Meyer.
Dylan Meyer. So Dylan Meyer is actually 41-1, rated number 2 in both polls. Senior. I think he's still undecided where he's going to go for football. The basketball game right now, Beatrice is up 17-13 over Beatrice.
Norris
In
is up 17-13.
Yeah, sorry. This is why I got this guy around. Norris is up 17-13 over Beatrice Lady O with 2:45 left in the second quarter. Dean Van Cleve, senior.
We'll face Ivory Hoyos, a sophomore.
What's their
A
records, buddy?
junior. I have no idea.
He ain't the best color guy in the business for nothing. I know Coach Salvador has high hopes for this young man going to the state tournament. And this duel is just going to cook right along. Only 7 weights on the varsity that we have. So we have a number of lower weights that we're going to get some action at. So what happens here in the sub-districts is, it used to be a 16 or could be even more, right, or less team sub-district. I mean, district, right? So what they made it now is a sub-district. So these sub-districts have no more than 8 teams, okay? And then in order to go to the districts, you have to be in your top 4 in your sub-district. So you go to your districts, and it'll be a 8-man bracket, okay? And then of course, for you have to get the state tournament, you have to get in the top 4.
And then after sub-districts, 1 week later, that Norris will go to districts if they are in the top 4.
Where's the districts at? Sub-district?
Northwest.
Northwest. GI Northwest.
Yes.
Okay. We were out there a couple of years ago. That was pretty fun. Pretty fun tournament. Van Cleve on the underhook, trying to get underneath for that body lock. Doesn't work out. He doesn't need to go down here. That's a bad deal for him. Still nothing yet. Woolsey lets him wrestle. Van Cleve did a very good job against Hoyes. You think that's Hoyes or Hoyos?
Hoyes.
Hoyes, all right. So end of first, 0-0 on Van Cleve. On top, Hoyes down. Now Van Cleve is an he's a small heavyweight, undersized heavyweight, but he's got the bigger difference over Hoyes. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say that. I think he's just got a little bit more experience under his belt.
Definitely have more length. He's taller than Hoyes. He's on I'll call this a head lever. And lift this up to a wing. Underneath for wrist. This is where Dane just has to out-tough him. He's blocking that far arm off. He's got him going. Woolsey has a count on, and you do not want to be in this situation with Brian Woolsey. Oh, look at that bridge. Wow.
Beautiful.
Fall. Makes it 20-6. Pin Van Cleve in 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Dane Van Cleve was a 27-17 senior, and Ivory Hoyes has had no record and was a junior.
Now he's 28. All right, we're going to lightweights now. Who do we have?
Jamie Rojos, a freshman from Crete, against Ben Stanley, a freshman from Norris.
2 freshmen going at it?
Yep. Looks like it. Track hasn't updated yet. And here it is. Ben Stanley is a freshman with a record of 21-25, and Jamie Ramos has no record and is a freshman.
Yeah, I don't know if those records are updated on track or not. Ramos, Stanley. Ramos, taller than Stanley, more lengthy. He's on a front headlock, circling for a cradle situation. Stanley with a sit out off this front headlock. Still in the front headlock situation. Stanley Ramos. Stanley's tried a drag out twice from underneath. Ramos is trying to step over the back leg. Stanley's on a switch situation. And Ramos is on a hook and trying to pull Stanley underneath here. And it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it. Out of bounds. Stanley kind of had you never know what whistle's blowing there, do you, Mitchell? Because Stanley had him going to his back, but you never know where it's blowing.
Crete would have to win all of their matches, actually, to win.
Absolutely. So what is there left? How many matches?
5.
5, yes. So times 6, it'd have to be 36. 5 times 6 is 30. I'm not the best at math. So, Ramos in the shot. Far side single. Tries to dump him off. 2. Ramos off a double leg.
With the matches I've seen today, Crete seems like a pretty good team.
Yes, they're just kind of sparse. They need more
Wrestlers.
yes, more wrestlers out. And with it's an interesting point you go with there, Mitchell. Is that a lot of times when it comes to districts, Stanley, this is a weird situation here. Ramos is still in control. No points. Second period. A lot of times coaches hold their kids out. Like if there's an injury, anything speculation of them being hurt, going to districts or sub-districts. They just hold them out to try to prepare them for the next 2-3 weeks. Yes, absolutely, next level. All right, here we go. Second period, Ramos is up 2-0. Is it Ramos? Right. I'm sorry, I've been mispronouncing that. Stanley on the shot. Ramos blocks. Ramos on the shot. Far side singles, trying to switch off to a double. Oh, Stanley catches him for
Looks like
two.
there will be a takedown.
Yes, he caught him. Almost had him a near fall. I'd have to see that again on replay, but I'm not going to question Brian Woolsey for two reasons. Mitchell, one, he's a veteran. Two, he's bigger than me.
Yep.
He's a big dude. Like, he lifts weights. He's very well in shape. And I'm not going to argue with that guy. All right, Stanley on top, 2-2. Pretty important for Ramos to get an escape here. Two freshmen going at it.
Does have some pretty good uniforms, though, too.
They do look pretty sharp. They do. Stanley's in on the legs. It's always about the uniform. I think it's about the swag. You know what I'm saying, Mitchell? You got to look good. Just like those Cardinal uniforms for St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
You got to look good. Has some tradition. So Woolsey was pointing to Stanley to get off the hips. And if he doesn't get off the hips, he's going to warn him from stalling because you just can't ride the hips. Because it's pretty easy to keep somebody down if you're just sitting on their hips. Ramos is on flat belly as well. Woolsey's scratching his head, trying to find something. And he's going to warn Stanley for stalling. He's got to get off the hips. Ramos down, 25 seconds left. So Stanley needs a good ride out here in this 25 seconds to give himself a chance. And if this would be big for Ben if he could ride this guy out. He's got to get something off those legs. And now Ramos gets dinged for stalling. And Ben's going to do a great job of riding Ramos out in this whole second period for no points. Puts it at 2-2. And we'll see what coaches in Norris corner have set out for Ben.
In college, you would have gotten a point there for at the end for ride time.
Right, in college you would have, right. Actually, in college, it's 1 minute, then you get.
I know.
So, and they were talking actually about doing every minute. So it would have been actually 3-2, Stanley, if you're in college. And Ramos has got to get off the hips as well. And Ben is working up, steps over Ramos, is going to give up the reversal, making it 4-2. Ben Stanley.
Huge.
That was big. It seems like Ramos has the control on his feet. In that end of that first period, he just got stepped over in the second period, I guess, because Ramos took up neutral. Oh, and we have a blood timeout. Coach Salvador comes up, fixes up some blood, and is going to have a conversation with Ramos. Coach Chauncey Zeman and Duran are out talking with Ben Stanley. Oh, going into 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Titans are up 17-15 over the Lady O. Thank you to our broadcast from our sponsors, Norris Wrestling Club, Gaina Construction, Remax Concepts by Renee Goodhart, Hausman Construction is our scoreboard sponsor. U-Stop in Hickman is also a sponsor for NSDV. All right, here we come back. Stanley Ramos, 4-2 with a barn burner. Ramos is underneath. Didn't get away the whole last period.
Yep. If I was wrestling, I'd probably still be on blood time right now.
All right, so Stanley drops to a single. He has to work up. He has to improve position, or he will then get warned for stalling again, which would be a point. And he's just hanging, which is going to end up in a stalemate. We have blood time again. Also, thank you to our sponsors, the Norris Education Association. Thanks to Chance Hohensee out there helping us with the blood. 1:15 left in the third in the match. Got a barn burner here, 4-2. A lot of action left. Stanley breaks Ramos' hips down. Throws the legs in, which this is a good idea to throw legs in. You're just not going to get warned for stalling here if you're Stanley. And he's putting a power half in, so he has some action going. He's not going to get dinged here unless he just blatantly sits on the hips. And I mean, anybody's going to get warned for stalling. It's going to be Ramos.
Ooh, I don't think I've made a move.
He's gonna. I mean, Woolsey then goes and says, "Get off the hips, get off the hips, get off the hips." Stanley, it comes out and kind of breaks him down the side. Stanley's doing a good job of what we say, acting like he's doing something without necessarily getting off the hips.
20 seconds left in the match.
I don't know what's going to happen here. Woolsey's sitting overhead, hovering, like he might call something. Calls him warning stalling for Stanley. And now this is interesting. This makes it 4-3. All right? Makes it 4-3.
13
Stanley.
seconds left.
An escape is big, takes it in OT. A reversal is going to work. Stanley's got to make sure he just
Doesn't
rides
give up
here.
anything.
Yeah, he has to ride here. I mean, Ramos has gotten ridden like nobody's business. Stanley puts in the legs, which he's not going to get warned for stalling here at all. That's the match. Ben Stanley, a winner, 4-3. Going to make the team score 30-6.
3. 33-6.
33-6, yes. Who we got here, my man?
Wyatt Clark versus Nick Hansen.
Nick Hansen versus Wyatt Clark. Over in the competition, Jim, 20-15. Your Lady Titans versus the Lady Orange. 20-15. Lady Titans ahead. Nick Hansen, a sophomore, right? What is Clark?
Wyatt Clark is a freshman with a record of 0-0. And Nick Hansen is a sophomore with a record of 9-26.
9-26. Could be a pretty good match here. Hansen on the slide by. Gets 2 via your referee, Brian Woolsey. Clark on the right, under arm, looking for a butcher situation. Back on top. A minute left in the first. Clark ahead, 2-0. Trying to lace up a wing here. And out of bounds, the call by Ryan Woolsey. Clark on the ride with the wing. This should probably stop this because it's a trapped arm. I think that was a rule, but it wasn't that bad. Dangerous, so no stoppage. Clark on the right. He has a stack situation going on here. The wing underneath, and he's trying to stack him. Hit him over, no back. And near fall situation, you have to hold him there. The C is in 45, then it starts to count. 3 counts, 2 points. 5 count is 3 points. And Mitchell's on the stats first. Where does Crete go next weekend for their sub-district? End of the first period, 2-0, Clark. Hanson's taking top here. Clark's underneath. While we're going to this match, Mitchell's looking up the Crete sub-district. I'm just going to say thank you for the broadcast. We have 3 streams going tonight. Well, actually, 2 with the varsity girls and boys. And then we have this varsity wrestling match going on. The girls and boys are taking on Beatrice over in the competition gym. And Mitchell and I are over in the South gym announcing the wrestling meet.
Crete will go to B3, which is Norris's too.
Oh, so they're going to Omaha Scott as well,
Yes.
right? All right.
And then if they make it to districts, they will go to Northwest.
Grand Island Northwest. So it's interesting this year. We'll see how everything goes. It's a new scenario for a lot of coaches. 2, take down Clark. He tried to do a dump cradle kind of over the top. Didn't get any back points, but he got the takedown. Norris now over in the competition gym is down 22-24 to the Lady O with 4:30 left in the third quarter. Clark on top. Got to return him or he'll get warned for stalling. And there's no patience for this with referees. You got to make an attempt to turn him. Because you're the one in the control. You got to turn them. You got to return them. Clark's trying to lock up a far side cradle there. Woolsey in the second time. And Nick Hansen is going to take top over Clark from Crete. Clark's up 4-0 at 113 pounds. Clark on the sit-out. There's a head wrap. Hansen on a tough ride.
This is a 113 matchup.
Clark on a stand-up trying to hand fight to get away. And Nick down, drop down single. On it, good. Now he's got to work to improve or he'll get warned for stalling. And Woolsey's just going to let them work their way through it. And Clark circles behind for maybe 2. Sometime in the situation, it's got to go to stalemate or Hansen is stalling. Just the way it's got to be. And it's a weird rule because if you take him, if he goes to his feet, you got to return him.
Yeah.
Or it's stalling. But here's the situation. I mean, the only person working to improve is Clark. And it's nothing against Nick or not.
Yep.
It's just the way the rules are set up. Gonna try to shuck him by. Or goes to a cradle again. Got that one tight.
There's the reversal, making it 6-0.
Good call, because a lot of people thought that was a takedown, but it's not. Because Nick was actually in position. Mitchell knows his stuff about this wrestling business. 6-0. Clark looks like he's going to hold on for this victory.
That was actually a smart move by Clark to kind of just slow it down, really, because that ate up most of the time in the third period.
Yeah, that's going to be a 3-point win for the Crete Cardinals, making the score 33-9. Now we got Aiden Adams, brother
Mitchell
to the
Jacobs.
legendary. Is this what?
Right now we have Mitchell Jacobs.
Oh, this is Mitchell Jacobs, legendary to the legendary brother Spencer Jacobs, our announcing and broadcast crew member, right?
Yep. And he was open.
Oh, and he's open.
And Norris will win the duel.
That solidifies the duel, doesn't it?
Now we have Chase Eggleston, a junior with a record of 32-16, against Lesnier Gomez, a freshman with a record of no record.
With no record. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if, like, Mr. Oh, and Eggleston with a quick
bringing out their
takedown.
wrestlers that just not their varsity team.
Kind of a little upset going on over in the competition. Jim Norris girls are losing 27-22 to Beatrice Lady O. 2:20 left in the, I think that was a fall, wasn't it? Fall?
Yes. Chase Eggleston.
Chase Eggleston in 20 seconds. That's a pretty quick pin. Last match of the night?
No, we have two more.
Two more. All right, my fault. Caden Eggleston, is he going to forfeit here? Oh, we got a match.
It'll be Caden Eggleston, a sophomore with a record of 31-14, against Justin Morella Cereto, a sophomore with no record.
On a slide by Eggleston to takedown. Eggleston, a sophomore, qualified last year's state tournament as a freshman. And having a pretty good year this year as a sophomore. Brother to Chase, a year apart. One's a sophomore, one's a junior. Chase a junior, Caden a sophomore. He's looking for, this is called a banana splits, but he has to get on the ankle and go to, you can't just, okay, now he's going to hip over Turk. Woolsey has a count on, and he's cross-facing here and kind of pulling away. You see your left hand? He's kind of pulling away. He has 3 in the pocket. That's going to make it 5-0. I've watched Eggleston wrestle a couple times, and he's just tough on top. And he rides those legs very, very well. Got the cross-face going again. Woolsey's waiting for him to get into 45. And he's going to 5 count and gets another 3 down. He's going to release the move. So you have to release the move there, Mitchell, in order to have it go again. So that makes it 8. And he's just going to hip him, turk him over all the time. And he's pretty good in these legs. The legs are dangerous, though. You can get kind of, and he's going to have another, this is called a half, power half, opposite side. And he's going to have his 3 in the pocket as well. Now he's going to work for the fall. Woolsey down. And looks like time's up. So we have 3 more. Makes it 11-0. Caden Eggleston. I think it's our choice. Eggleston takes down. With a switch.
Making it 13-0.
Inside switch. And all we need here is 2 more for tech fall, or he's going to go for the pin. He's on what we call a 3/4 Nelson fall. Making it 51-9. Pins are worth 6, 51-9. Last match of the evening is going to be 145 pounds. Aiden Adams versus who?
Connor Lomax.
Adams is a junior, correct?
Aiden Adams is a junior with a record of 23-24, and Connor Lomax is a sophomore with no record.
Lomax had a brother a couple years ago from Crete, or some relation, not for sure if it's a brother. Very good wrestler. I think he was a medalist or close to a medalist state tournament. I know he's definitely a qualifier. So Lomax is a very good name in Crete for wrestling, going against Aiden Adams. End of the third quarter over in the competition gym here at Norris High School. Norris is down to Beatrice 24.
23-27.
23-27. Thanks, Mitchell. You see he's better than me. There's some replays going on there. 23-27. No score, Adams and Lomax. So as I was saying before, we just want to thank everybody for this broadcast. Mention our sponsors, and then also would like to thank Brian Williams, our crew of Spencer Jacob, Mitchell Severson, Connor King. Adams on the takedown over Lomax. And 50 seconds left in the first. It's a pretty big deal. Live streaming is a pretty big deal with this COVID pandemic. And Drew Carlson and Brian Williams just want to do it right all the time. Great article featuring our crew.
Was in the Journal Star on
Yeah,
Sunday.
who is that picture of?
Marcus Shelton.
Marcus Shelton, another guy. And those guys are all just interested in video, videography, announcing, doing the board, doing the announcing board, TriCaster. These guys just love it, and it's gonna be something they explore when they get older. And you know, hats off to Williams and Carlson. They all want to make it all about kids. Adams on the fall, Aiden Adams on the cradle and a pen. So that's gonna make it 57-9. I didn't think that would happen like that. What do you think, Mitchell?
Well, it only took about 45 minutes.
It did only take about 45 minutes, 7:48,
Yeah.
without parents' time. Thanks for watching. We have sub-districts coming up next weekend.
And then districts after that.
All right, sub-districts are where again?
Northwest. I mean, sub-districts are Omaha Skutt, and districts are at Northwest.
And then the following weekend, the state tournament and the CSI. With the state tournament, it's going to run a little bit different this year. It's not going to be like you saw in the past. It's a 2-day tournament for Class B and C, which is Friday and Saturday. And it's a 2-day tournament for A and D, which is Wednesday and Thursday. So thanks to everybody for watching tonight. Make sure you go over and jump on Norris girls basketball and watch the end of the Beatrice and Lady Titan games, a hotly contested game right now. And then after that, you have the boys game against Beatrice as well. Once again, thank you for watching our match on NSDV, and be safe and have a good night.